Hello, you're listening to E-Bible Fellowship's new Open Forum Excerpts, and now we present the following excerpt.
Welcome to our Open Forum program. Please go ahead with your call.
Hi,
Hello.
Chris. Could you read Psalm 73, 1 to 4, please?
Psalm 73, starting in verse 1. Truly God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
So the word translated as no bands is also found in Isaiah 58, verse 6.
Isaiah 58.
You could start from verse 5.
All right. Isaiah 58, 5. Is it such a fast that I have chosen, a day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Wilt thou call this a fast and an acceptable day to Jehovah? Is not this the fast that I have chosen? To loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke.
So again, the bands is that same word. And it's only found 2 times, and it's only in these 2 verses. Why would the wicked have no bands in their death? That's from Psalm.
There are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. And Isaiah 58, to loose the bands of wickedness. Yeah, I'm not sure. In Isaiah 58, it with all the other statements, it fits right in. The idea of being banded about, constrained, like a prisoner, and the gospel comes and looses, frees, delivers. So that would seem to be the idea behind that word there. And here, there is no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. So yeah, I don't know the connection. We know what's in view here in Psalm 73. This is the Lord moving Asaph to write he was envious because he's afflicted. He's afflicted. He's been chastised. He's grieved by the sin in his own body. All the troubles of a Christian, all the things that might weary us as we go day by day in this world. And then we look out, and this would especially be in the day of salvation in time past. You look out, and that's when the Spirit was constraining sin in the hearts of sinners, unsaved people, so they could live basic moral good lives, on the surface, even though they had a desperately wicked heart, couldn't even tell for the most part. And they would enjoy themselves. They would have sinful pleasures that they enjoyed, eating, drinking, making merry, not doing things God's way, and yet unchastened. They were not chastised by God. God could allow someone to go on drinking and smoking or whatever particular sin they had, and without any kind of consequence, it would appear. And that's what the psalmist is being moved by God to take note of, the lack of concern people have for pleasing God. We're the child of God. We're so sensitive to sin that there's probably not a day that goes by where we don't think, oh no, there's a sinful thought. There is words that escape our lips. We regret instantaneously. Our feet, one in front of the other, went somewhere we shouldn't have gone. We've done something we shouldn't have done. It's just a ongoing realization as the Bible brings us to the knowledge of sin and our own guiltiness. Even after salvation, there is this inner desire always to do the will of God, and yet we're in a cursed body, sin cursed body that we have to bring under. So that's what's behind the language. I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. So it's not necessarily their riches, it's their ease. It's their ease of mind. It's their ease of action. They can curse, they can gossip, they can say and do sinful things that would kind of strike us at our heart. And they just joke around. They just joke around and laugh about it, and no conscience on these points. And that's what's in view. And then when he says there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm, the idea their strength is firm, they went confidently, they lived their life in rebellion against God, and maybe they believed some religion casually, or even the Christian gospel casual belief. Oh, you're basically a good person, you'll go to heaven. And so with full confidence, they lived in sin and they died in sin, and their strength in sin is firm. And no, they died, we might say, without worry, without any kind of troubling of their minds. And of course, later in this psalm is when the same person the Lord moved to write the earlier verses says in verse 16, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of God, then understood I their end. And once he understands the sinner's end, which is death, which is destruction, which is to be no more, then he realizes it's a soothing ointment and a comfort to the grief he experienced. That it takes away that envy. It just removes the envy of the wicked. Well, why should I envy them? Their time is short, and then they die, and it's all gone, and they can't take nothing with them. No, there's nothing to envy. But as far as your specific question about the bands and their death, I don't know how to understand that. I just don't see the connection right now between those two verses, and I'm not sure what it means.
Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. That way you don't miss any upcoming videos.